Welcome to the first English product seminar for 2025. Happy New Year to every one of you. And today we are going to cover more reasons as to why we are so sick. Yeah, we're living in a society where everyone is sick. Nobody can tell me to my face that they're healthy because no one is. All right. Every one of us will have some kind of situation. Some of us may not have strong symptoms, so we think we are healthy, but you'll be surprised what's in us, what's inside of us. So without much further ado, there's a lot to cover today, and I would like to get started. Yes, welcome. This is Dr. James Ong, signing in from Manila, but I'm a Malaysian and I live here. Okay, so let's get started. So why is heart disease number one? And why is cancer number two? And why are there so many other chronic diseases? Well, first of all, is this vegetable oil. All right. Vegetable oil did not exist prior to 1900s. It used to be lubricants. Yes, it used to be lubricants, and you can get this from Crisco.com. Crisco.com is, well, purportedly the first vegetable oil. Now, the word vegetable being used here can be a little bit deceiving because it's not vegetable. Okay, it's actually seed oils. And Crisco introduced the first seed oil, and it looks healthy, it looks clean, and it's cheaper. All right. So people buy, they use it to cook. But prior to that, prior to the 1900s, it's actually used as lubricants. So, observe also around that era, that time, you don't have a lot of, or hardly any cancer, hardly any heart disease or stroke during that time, before the launch of the seed oil or vegetable oil, they prefer to call it, so that people are kind of fooled that it is healthy because people think that vegetables are healthy. Am I right? So that was the era at that time. And what made it worse was this American Heart Association, one of the biggest funded association in the world because there's so much at stake, right? So the big pharma, they contributed a lot to this organization. And this American Heart Association, you can go to, right? This is what I got from their website, heart.org. And this is the timeline. Way back in 1961, and I'll summarize it for you. Way back, as far back as 1961, they actually tell you that if you want to have a healthy heart, you should stop taking saturated fats. Let me repeat. If you want to be healthy with a healthy heart, you should stop taking saturated fats. So what are saturated fats? These are animal fats, okay? And they encourage you to take unsaturated fats, which is vegetable oil. Wow. So this is the irony of life. Because of that, heart diseases went to the moon, isn't it? Way back in early 1900s, it is kind of non-existent. All right. And not only heart diseases, but cancer. So because of that, heart cancer and more, all right, obesity, you talk about diabetes, you talk about hypertension, you talk about so many more diseases. It's torturing a lot of us because we are all very, very sick. All right. Now, I'm just relying on accusation. Let me prove to you. Okay. So before I prove to you, this is a common sight in supermarkets around the world because, guys, heart and cancer, number one and number two, is not only in Malaysia, not only in Philippines, not only in Singapore, not only in US, not only in, I don't know where you guys are from, right? Africa, Ghana. I mean, heart, stroke, cancer, they are all over the world. So, what is it that all of us are consuming all over the world, right? Is there assumption to make that is causing us to be sick? Well, we have all these different vegetable oils all around the world, and everyone is consuming these oils. So, not based on accusation, but based on facts. So this is the National Institutes of Health, and I found this out in this 2023 July published, and it says here, linoleic acid, a narrative review of the effects of increased intake in the standard American diet and association with chronic disease. So they are looking at what is linoleic acid from seed oils, omega-6, all right? And this is looking at the American diet in relation to chronic disease. Okay, what does in this finding? Well, while linoleic acid is let's just read the highlight. While linoleic acid is considered an essential fatty acid, support health when consumed in modest amounts. Modest, all right? Now, essential means yes, our body needs it, but in small, minute amount. An excessive intake of linoleic acid leads to the formation of oxidized linoleic acid metabolites. So, what does that do? Well, if it is taken excessively, it will impairments in our mitochondrial function. Wow. Impairment. What is impairment? Is that good or bad? Impairment means your mitochondria, which is what your cells, your mitochondria, will not be able to function efficiently. Impaired, right? If someone is physically impaired, so maybe cannot walk, cannot talk, or whatever, right? So if your cells are impaired, means they cannot function efficiently. Now, if your cells are impaired, mitochondria are impaired, can you be healthy? Okay, let's move on because I have a lot to cover. So that was the highlight. But if you look at it, the standard American diet comprises 14 to 25 times more. Wow. Now today's diet is 14 to 25 times more omega-6 fatty acids than omega fatty acids. So we have increased now. In the next page, I'll read it out for you. Historical intake patterns. Prior to the 20th century, so 20th century is when? 1901, right, onwards. Prior to the 1901 onwards, the average intake of linoleic acid was 2%. 2% of the total daily caloric intake. The biological optimal range is approximately 1 to 2%. Essential, 1 to 2%. However, but the current linoleic acid consumption is over 25% of the total calorie intake for the average person. My goodness, that is an increment. That's why if you go back here below, it says what? Increase 14 to 25 times. Guys, this is essential. This is poisoning. This is food poisoning. But this kind of food poisoning doesn't kill you tomorrow. It kills you slowly. but it still kills you. Okay? Interesting so far? Well, if you're watching this for the first time, I'm sure you'll be like, jaw dropping, you're scared. Well, this is the reality, guys. So, the increment is just too much. It's poisoning us. Now, LA consumption of seed oils in the US. Before 1866, the Western diet consisted mainly of animal fats, such as tallow, suet, right? Lard and butter. Prior to 1866, the Eastern diet used cold pressed fats such as coconut and palm oil. Now, listen to this. Vegetable and seed oils that are regularly consumed today did not exist prior to the late 1800s. So before the, right? Before the 20th century, right? Before 1901, right? So it did not exist, guys. It did not exist. Wow. So what happened here? They introduced this lubricant and they call it vegetable oil when it's actually seed oil. And we unknowingly have been consuming this until today. If I go to the supermarket here in the Philippines, canola oil is the most popular. While there are other oils, just a few bottles here and there, canola oil is occupying like 2 shelves with many brands. Wow. Okay, let's take a look later on, all right? I'll cover one more thing and then I'll show you what the canola oil, what is the content level of this linoleic acid, the one that is killing us, all right? Now let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, okay, I have it here. Hang on. I have it here. So let's take a look. So you can see up in the red is safflower oil, 70% of linoleic acid. Grapeseed oil, sunflower oil, which is common, is wow, 60 over percent. Corn oil, common, 50 plus percent. Cottonseed oil, soybean, right? So high. Look at it. Take a picture if you want to. This is actually from the same document, right? From the National Institutes of Health. And if you go down a little bit, you can see canola oil, 19%, which is still very high. Olive oil and avocado oil, right? Lard and palm oil here is 10%. But olive oil and avocado oil, if you apply heat, it oxidizes. Okay? So avocado oil and olive oil, you should not apply heat. But unknowingly, many people just take off from the shelf, oh, extra virgin what? Olive oil they buy and they, you know, cook and put heat. So it's bad also, guys, all right? It enters your body, it's going to oxidize, and oxidation is no good. So further down, what is the healthiest? Butter, 2%, and coconut oil. Okay? Butter, 2%, and coconut oil. Wow. 2%. So if you must use oil, use what? Coconut oil and butter. Okay? Now let's move on. Let's move on. This is a summary. Oxidative stress, tissue damage, and mitochondrial dysfunction from excess linoleic acid. Okay? So excess linoleic acid causes all that. Oxidative stress, tissue damage, and mitochondrial dysfunction. And it's not only responsible for, that means it includes, right? So what does it? Cardiovascular disease and Alzheimer's onset, and additional chronic diseases including, wow, guys, cancer, dementia, obesity, and diabetes, also associated with oxidized metabolites. So now you know, right? Remember what I said in the topic of today? Why heart is number 1, cancer is number 2, and many other chronic diseases. So now you know. But This is not the only culprit. Today, I'm adding more. All right. I don't mean to frighten you guys, but I am just telling you so that you can take whatever steps you want. Now, this is a very difficult word to pronounce. It's called Thalates, I think. That's how yeah, Thalates, but it's spelled with a PH silent. PHDHALATES, are chemicals that are used in many products, including cosmetics and personal care products, right? Right. I mean, guys, your shampoo, your whatever, right? Personal care, moisturizer, everything, right? Perfume, nail polish, hairspray, soap, shampoo, skin moisturizers, deodorants, hair gel, and body lotions. Household products, those things that you use to clean and blah, 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 packaging, everything is there. Medical equipment, construction and renovation products, right? Other products such as what? Non-prescription drugs, natural health products, insecticides, and detergents. And guys, use this every day, especially ladies. Ladies, don't you use moisturizer? Guys, don't you use the shampoo? Don't you use the soap? Don't you use the body wash? Don't you use things for your household to clean? It enters your skin, it goes in, right? And they are bad. Now, how bad is bad? Well, let's take a look. Let's investigate together. What are phthalates? What are? It teaches you even how to pronounce. You can't see, smell, or taste them, but they are in hundreds of consumer products you use every day. Hundreds. Maybe they should have said thousands. It's not just hundreds, it's thousands, isn't it? Right? They are also in the food that you eat. Is pronounced phthalates, okay, are chemicals that make plastic soft and flexible. Phthalates are even in your body. Nearly all Americans have phthalate. That means it has already entered your body. They found from the urine sample and whatnot, right? Byproducts, their urine associated. So it is found in your urine. What are phthalates? Are they bad for you? Well, what does the research say? Those scientists believe phthalates don't stay in human tissue forever. Studies suggest that regular exposure to these chemicals can adversely affect multiple organ systems as well as reproductive health and child development. One study links high levels of phthalate exposure to early death in older. The researchers looked at data on more than 5,000 adults, quite big, huh? In the US, they found that those between 55 and 64 years old with the highest levels of phthalates in their urine were more likely to die of heart disease. So guys, it's not just what I mean. They're telling you stop taking animal fat, it's no good for you. And then they come up with this stupid measurement of cholesterol. They're fooling you. It's not the cholesterol that causes myocardial infarction, which is heart attack. It's the inflammation in your body. Anything that you consume, anything that you eat, anything that you apply, which is unnatural, your body is trying to get rid of. Let me repeat. Anything that you consume, eat, drink, apply, which is unnatural, chemical based, your body is trying to get rid of it. When your body, over a period of time, because you know why? You continue to use this every day, unknowingly. We have been misled. Do the governments that you depend on tell you, put a warning label on these foods? Look, for many years, cigarette smoking, there was no warning sign, right? Until only in recent decade, they put this lung cancer photo or whatever. Am I right, guys? Okay. What about alcohol? For you, is there any warning sign that frightens you? What about all the sugar? Are they good for you? Guys, an addiction is an addiction. Whether it's a drug addict or sugar addict, you are still an addict. Okay? Whether you like it or not. You have the craving. Why? Because it's telling your brain the feel good dopamine, right? Please go and get this milk tea, or this chocolate or this. Guys, you get the picture? Now you know why we are sick. We are sick, right? Because of all these things out there that makes us weak. Unknowingly, I know, to some degree, knowingly. Oh, no sugar is bad, right? You all still take a lot anyway, right? Guys, come on. I mean, don't be an angel here, right? We are all guilty, right? We have cakes, we have this, we have so not totally blameless. Okay? Some of it you have to be blamed as well. But yeah, a lot of it, like the vegetable oil, all the skincare products, the shampoo, the soap, the cleaning materials in your house, we honestly probably thought that it's safe. Am I right? Now, one more thing. Look at this. Glyphosate herbicides and your health. WebMD, that's credible, right? What is glyphosate? What is herbicide? So farmers, they don't like all these worms and all these, So what? They want to kill them. If you use glyphosate, you kill the plant as well. So you know what they have to do, and you know what they did? They want to kill all these, other stuff which is not good, the weeds and whatever, but they don't want to kill the plant. I mean, come on. You're there to grow something. You're not supposed to kill the plant. So you know what they did? Genetically modified. So they genetically modified these plants like corn, like soy, so that it can withstand the glyphosate. Aha. Everything dies. You can put it, but the plant will not die. But these are GMOs. Okay? Now let's read on. Let's read on. So exposure to glyphosate. Many farmers use products in their fields and orchards. They spray on the crops, corn, soybeans, and that are genetically engineered, the GMOs, remember? They also sprayed on non-GMO crops such as wheat, barley, oats, beans to dry the crops so that they can harvest them sooner. It gets into the food early in the food chain before raw food is harvested and before it is processed. So which foods have glyphosate? Let's take a look. Honey, fruits and nuts, fruit juice, pears, blackberries, limes, raisins, walnuts, grains, breakfast cereals, wheat snacks, bread, wheat seeds, rye, oat, barley, and linseeds, and it goes on. Vegetables, aha, such as yams, potatoes, peas, and dried lentils, meat and fish. Found, guys, glyphosate in beer. They found glyphosate in oats. Wow. Okay. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Long-term health risks of glyphosate exposure. Short-term exposure to glyphosate isn't something you need to worry much. Oh, they're crazy. By making that statement to say short-term exposure, nothing to worry about. I mean, a poison is a poison, guys, right? A poison is a poison. There's no short-term or long-term, isn't it, right, guys? Do you agree with me? So for them to make that statement, they are crazy. Okay? They're saying short-term exposure is no need to worry, but its long-term risk may be a concern. Scientists are divided on how much involved, but it depends on who is asking and who is telling, right? Because guys, some organizations are being paid. Do you know that the big pharmaceutical companies, they pay for large organizations, including, I believe, even the National Institutes of Health are funded by pharmaceutical. I'm not sure about the FDA, but there are many like the American Heart Association. So the thing is this, if they are being funded, what's the word for it? Um, yeah, you don't kill the whatever who that feeds you. You know what I'm saying, right? So there is a conflict. There is a big conflict of interest. So depending on who is saying what, isn't it? So let's look at this. So why are there two versions of whether it's harmful? Okay, cancer. Some studies suggest glyphosate may be linked to cancer. Okay, but others suggest there is no link. Well, which one do you want to believe, guys? The International Agency for Research on Cancer categorizes glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. Carcinogen means cancer causing, right? For humans. However, the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, says that glyphosate does not pose a risk to humans as long as it is used according to directions. I'm just wondering who the EPA are protecting or friends with. Okay, now, a 2023 study by the University of California, Berkeley, found that glyphosate is a probable human carcinogen. Wow, it's cancer causing, guys. So now you know it's number two, right? Don't think that you're in Asia, you still take corn oil, corn, right? You still take the soy from where, right? You still take all this wheat, right? So you're not spared. You're eating GMO products. You're taking products which has glyphosate. Crazy, yeah? Liver and kidney damage. Glyphosate may affect your kidney and liver. Studies on humans have found possible links between glyphosate and non-alcoholic fatty liver, common, metabolic syndrome, cirrhosis, hardening of the liver, and chronic kidney disease. CKD is on the rise. Many people are, have kidney. Yeah, I've seen it. Many people have kidney problem. Why? What is it that they're doing wrong? You know what I mean? Wow. So this is no joke, guys. This is no laughing matter. Okay? Now, endocrine and reproductive issues. So this is the terrible agency. The EPA says there is no evidence that glyphosate interferes with the endocrine system or hormones in humans. However, a 2024 study linked glyphosate levels to infertility in men. That's your hormones, right? Your endocrine system. Digestive issues. According to a 2020 study, a majority of gut bacteria, we need to have good bacteria. We need to have this flora and fauna bacteria, right? But majority of gut bacteria may be susceptible to glyphosate is damaged, which could affect the makeup of the human gut microbiome. Wow. So what is the takeaways? All right. While the EPA, so they're saying don't trust the EPA. While the EPA has stated that glyphosate is unlikely to cause cancer and other negative health effects in humans, some studies dispute that. With the variety of contradictory information available, it's a good idea to be aware of the potential links between glyphosate and health issues and take steps to limit your exposure. So what can you do? Take organic food. But guys, can you go to the restaurant and you tell them, hey, please cook organic vegetable? They'll, you can't do that, right? Can you go to the restaurant and say, hey, use coconut oil and don't use whatever, canola? You can't do that. We are exposed, guys. And the worst thing is when they fry the chicken in the restaurant, they don't fry only once. They use the oil again and again and at least a few times before they throw it away. So it's highly oxidized, okay? It's highly oxidized. Now, I'm not done yet. How many of you drink water from plastic bottles? Haha, almost everyone, including myself. right? You go to 7-Eleven or you go somewhere and it's in a bottle, isn't it? Come on, guys, right? Let's be honest. I'm going to from now on, from today onwards, I'm not going to drink water from a plastic bottle ever again, right? So this is plastic particles in bottled water, and this is the National Institutes of Health, all right? So it says there is microplastic, there is nanoplastic, okay? Microplastic, but smaller than microplastic is nanoplastic, and it is found, guys. You see, previous research has found evidence of plastic particles in the human blood, lungs, gut, feces, and reproductive tissues like the placenta and testes. But the potential health effects of these tiny plastics bits are still unproven, too small, right? And unknown. The small size of nanoparticles has made them especially difficult to detect and study. Guys, wow. These are just some of the things that I have highlighted. What about the animals? They are being injected with antibiotics. They are being fed with growth hormone. The chicken will like grow to, big in what, 25 days, 28 days, I don't know. You know what I mean? And who eats those animals which have been injected and fed with the GMO corn and whatever, right? It's in us. God created this wonderful body that we have. Knowingly and unknowingly, we are poisoning our body every day. Every day. Now you know why we are getting sick. You don't fall sick overnight, guys. It takes a long time until your body, your cells are crying out to you, but you're not listening. Surrender. And one day, and you've seen this before, you just collapse. Either you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, or suddenly we have cancer. Wow. So, and I don't know, have you all heard some of these doctors are even saying, hey, cancers are genetic? Oh, come on. They have been brainwashed. They have been brainwashed. Okay, sad to say. They are the smartest, but I'm not saying all. You see, it's a whole conspiracy, right? For the big pharmaceutical companies to market their product, they need the medical schools to be trained in such and such a way. So in the medical schools, they probably have one semester of nutrition. Doctors are not interested in preventive medicine. Let me repeat. Doctors are not interested in preventive medicine. So what is the definition of doctor? Are they there to help people? Isn't prevention better than cure? Huh? So if you take the statin drugs to lower your cholesterol, and after that you have, you know, impotent, then you know what they say, it's okay, maybe it's stress, you're in your 40s and that's why this thing cannot, But because you've been taking 10 years of statin drugs, it's the statin drugs that cause that. Something happened to your testosterone. Do you know that? There's so many things because of the drugs. There's no drug that can cure you. It only relieves you. Nobody can point out to me that there is one drug that can cure you. You take one, you end up with two. You take two, you end up with three or four. You take four, you end up with more. I'm speaking the truth. Either you love me or you hate me. I'm speaking the truth. You go to the hospital, they prescribe medicine for you. They don't cure you. They just heal you temporarily by relieving you of your debt or this or that, but it comes back, right? And you become a loyal customer. Yeah, you keep going back. You keep going back. You keep going back. Right? And the sad truth is, when we have, I'm not saying you, okay? Some people are superstitious, Dr. James, why you keep saying you? No, no, not you. All right. When some of us have tumor, hey, by the way, do you know that 1 out of 8 women will have cancer, breast cancer in America? 1 out of 8. And I think the last time I shared an article that says that 1 out of 2 of the world's population, 1 out of 2 will have cancer. Very credible website, very credible. Now, that is alarming. Now, when you have a tumor, right? And by the way, do you know why you even have a tumor before it becomes malignant? Do you know why? Because of the inflammation in our body due to all the substance abuse, whether through intake or through application, right? The inflammation will make our blood pH acidic. What is our blood pH? Balanced blood pH. 7.35 to 7.45. Am I right? But do you know that for someone to have tumor and cancer, it's acidic? Yeah. And if you don't, and they don't want you to know. In Malaysia, you have path lab, you have this, you have chem lab, you have whatever, right? And in other countries, they have all the laboratories. They won't let you get a pH on your blood. Don't believe me? Wherever country you are right now, tomorrow, you call them. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. Guys, wow, right? And that's sad, isn't it? They don't want us to know. Because if you can reverse your blood pH to normal, alkaline, everything will disappear. Your cells can only function when the environment where the cells live in, which is the blood, right? When your blood pH is alkaline, it has the highest amount of oxygen saturation. When your blood pH is acidic, the oxygen level goes down. And that's where tumor comes. Okay, so we'll continue on that, right? So moving on, guys. Today, with all these problems, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm just sharing with you this amazing product. You can decide to buy or not to buy. It's up to you, all right? But I'm telling you how wonderful this device is. This is called electroacupuncture. And acupuncture has been around for how long? 3,000 years. Okay, mentioned here, National Institutes of Health. The ancient practice of acupuncture started in China approximately 3,000 years. I'll summarize everything for you. And this amazing device is revolutionized because it's using this connected to this. And I'm sure you all know about acupuncture, right? You take needles and you poke, right? Turn a bit, right? Or some electroacupuncture, they connect wires to a machine, right? But this one is electroacupuncture DIY, do it yourself, okay? So we have acupuncture points or meridian points all over our body, but this is just the hand because the hand is convenient, clean, you can use it rather than the feet, right? Or the head, you don't know where to poke, right? But here you can see, so isn't it, guys? Now, we have a lot of different meridians. And these meridians, when we are healthy, they are unblocked, right? But when they are blocked, that means the energy cannot flow, then it becomes a disease. Okay? So when you use this device, first of all, you go through the points, you can diagnose. So the first function is diagnose. So let's say you press on the diabetic point and there is a certain vibration or pain, okay? Vibration means mild blockage. Pain means strong blockage. It's probably you are already a diabetic, type 2, okay? So when you go here, then you know. Now, this wonderful machine is so accurate, it will tell you exactly what is wrong with you. So it can be your eyes, it can be your kidneys, it can be your hypertension, it can be your heart, it can be your stomach, it can be anything. There's so many points here everywhere. It's just amazing. It'll tell you what is your body's condition, number one. Now, those points that you have like strong vibration or pain, when I say pain, it's not going to kill you, right? Just feel a little bit of strong, sharp sensation. You mark it, and then you turn the machine to relief, and then you treat it. 10, 15 minutes on one point. Total 1 hour. So 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, and then it's just 1 hour. Okay, very simple. And here in this little booklet, it's all the combination of diseases with so many different, right? And we have another soft copy of another one. This coming Thursday, I'll be doing a workshop, but no certificate and it's free. All right. And I'll tell you guys all about traditional Chinese medicine. Okay. In other words, I'm teaching you how to use this device correctly. There are people who still don't know how to use it. Okay. And it's free, guys. Same time, same, make a date with me on this Thursday. Okay. So this machine can diagnose and this machine can treat. Level 1 to level 15. So you start low because if you put the intensity high, you cannot stand it. So when you're able to go higher in the level, that means you are healed. Because now you can withstand a stronger electromagnetic wave. All right. If I put too high the level, you'll be jumping to the roof. So you know you're healing. And by the way, guys, this is a medical device. All right. And let me summarize it for you, what it can do. I'll show you very quickly, but you can go to the old videos. All the evidence is there because there's more things that I want to talk about. There's not enough time. It can stimulate your stem cells. Okay. Proven scientifically. And it can switch off your inflammation. Proven by nature.com. Okay. And it can also balance your immune system, homeostasis. And what else? It can also promote, right, nitric oxide in your body, improve your circulatory system, and many, many more. All right. Increase the SOD, superoxide dismutase, and so many more. It's amazing. All right. So I want that scientific is amazing. Okay. And I have Linktree. Go to the website, scroll all the way down, and you can see the testimonies and all the Linktree's videos are there. Okay, because of time, and the amount of stuff that I'm going to share with you, there's just not enough time. So here we go, guys. Stem cells, electroacupuncture can switch off inflammation, nature, as I told you, nitric oxide, PubMed, and also homeostasis in your immune system, also PubMed, right? It's a medical device. Yeah, it's a medical device. And this is how it comes in a box. Nice packaging, right? 2-year warranty. All medical devices will have some kind of a disclaimer, and this is ours. Well, if you're using a pacemaker, please don't use our device. If you're pregnant, please don't use. If the children is under 3, please don't use. Patient with malignant tumor, don't use. That's what it says, but I'll come to that in a while. Patient with hemorrhagic tendencies, patient with tuberculosis, and chronic alcoholic. Let me ask you a question. If we register this as a medical device, by the way, this is a medical device, yeah? If we were to register this as a medical device and we claim to the FDA that this is a cancer curing device, Will it be registered? The answer is no, because you can simply Google. There is no cancer curing medical device. There is none. Because remember, I told you, the pharmaceutical companies, they control everything. And what they want, if you have cancer, is what? Chemotherapy. Yeah. Which is very sad. What is the success rate of chemotherapy? Very small. Kill all your cells. Very small. But it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay? So I'm endangering my life, exposing all these things to you because they don't like me. They don't like people like me telling you about it. But that's okay. So this was not registered as a cancer curing device. But if you can look at our testimony, people are being cured from cancer just using this and another device. All right. People are being cured. People are being healed. So that's why here, right, in compliance with the FDA, we say patient with malignant tumors, but you can be stubborn and use it. That's up to you. Okay. We encourage you anyway. So here, right, as what I've shown you, you can see everything is here, front and back, everything. All right. And you just do it for a few days and you become expert and you know, and you become your own doctor. And that's how easy it is. Now, we have a pair of ear clips. All right. Pair of ear clips. What is the function as well? These ear clips is what they call transcutaneous auricular vagus nerve stimulator. It stimulates your vagus nerve. So what is vagus nerve? Okay, let me just highlight to you. Where in your body can you find the vagus nerve? The one in yellow. Okay, and if you look at it, wow, it's a lot of nerves, isn't it? It's 80,000 nerves in your body. It controls how your heart beat. You cannot tell your heart to beat slower, faster. Your heart will beat by itself, right? At the rate that it wants to beat. And let's say your digestive system, you cannot say, oh, please digest slower. No, it will just digest accordingly, right? So the vagus nerve is your autonomic nervous system. It's your autonomic nervous system. That means you cannot control with a conscious mind. All right. But if you look on the right-hand side, it regulates your heart rate, taste, speech, skin sensation, muscle sensation, immune response, respiratory rate, blood pressure, mucus production, saliva production, digestion, frequency of urination, mood, and yeah, probably many more. Okay. It does a lot. That's the vagus nerve. It should be in the plural. It should be vagus nerves because it's 80,000 nerves. Now, what if something is wrong with you? Look at this. These are the symptoms. Okay, these are the symptoms. Acid reflux, abdominal pain, bloating, lack of a gag reflex, difficulty swallowing, dizziness, fainting, hoarse voice, wheezing, unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite, feeling full after eating very little food, nausea, vomiting, chronic mood issues or disorders, including asthma. Guys, our medical world today in all the hospitals, they have all the ultrasound, MRI, CT scan, X-ray, blah, 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 ECG, EEG. They have all those things, right? To diagnose or, yeah, scan your heart, your liver, your kidney, your whatever, right? Your organs, your, I call that, you know, a lot of you are familiar with computer, right? The hardware. Okay, so your heart is the hardware. Your kidneys, your liver, they are hardware. But your vagus nerve, they are the software. Can a computer run without a software? Cannot. Can your heart beat regularly without a software? Or if it's malfunctioning? Cannot. That's why something happened 5 years ago during the pandemic. During the pandemic, the COVID virus, has caused damage to our vagus nerve. And I'm not the one saying it. This is what the studies, and I'll just flash by very fast, right? You see, COVID-19, vagus nerve inflammation contributes to a condition called dysautonomia in COVID-19. The virus is causing this problem, dysautonomia. And what is this dysautonomia? Well, let me just share with you. It's actually, right, causing this cytokine storm. You can see from the first line, an overproduction of cytokine called cytokine storm. And this cytokine storm can cause immune diseases, metabolic disorders, cancer, sepsis. So it's a big problem. It's a big problem. And that was caused by the COVID-19 virus, our vagus nerve. I don't know how many of us have COVID. I had once, okay? And let me ask you another question. Apart from the COVID-19 virus, do you think this injection that you guys got during the pandemic, do you think that this injection, you know what I'm talking about, these injections that you guys have received, do you think that has caused damage to your vagus nerve? How many of you or friends or whoever, even yourselves, when after you receive the injections, you find that your heartbeat is like beating rapidly or irregular, problems with your digestion, problem even with your memory, brain fog? Hello, right? So we have problems with our vagus nerve because of the COVID-19 and also these injections, which is so harmful to our body. Okay, so what are you doing or what are you going to do to heal it? Well, in our community, every day we spend 1 hour, just click, okay, and it will heal our vagus nerve. And you feel so relaxed. You have endorphins, right? Usually when they sit down in my office in Philippines, I have a wellness center, and they just go for like 30 minutes and they fall asleep, some of them in the sofa. They feel so comfortable. Before that, they were usually like very tense because it helps release the endorphins also. It makes you kind of relax. Okay, so it's very good therapy, fantastic, amazing. And we have so many testimonies, so many. You just go to our website, buydirect.vip, and you can see so many. Now, let me move on. Let me move on, okay? Let me move on. Now, this is a factory from Taiwan. Yes, we are from Taiwan, not China, right? So as we all know, electronic appliances and gadgets, they are very good from Taiwan. Comes with a 2-year warranty. And this is the owner, and this company is scheduled for NASDAQ listing sometime end of this year. And these are, it's a medical device in Taiwan registered, medical device in China, medical device in the United States. Took them 6.5 years and $2 million US. Okay, and we are the first one and the last one, electro-acupuncture medical device in the USA. We are also medical device in Korea, medical device in Japan, and we have the ISO 13485 from UK. ISO 13485 is to show the safetiness of the device, and it's a prerequisite for most countries if you want to register as a medical device. So ISO 13485 is a classification for medical devices. Then we are also registered in Malaysia as a medical device, in Thailand, in Indonesia, medical device, Russia, medical device, Australia, medical device, medical device. Even WHO knows about this product. Guys, it's amazing. I'm not doing any hard selling to you. I'm sharing with you so that you can restore your health, right? And this is healing. It's not just taking capsule and forever and ever, you have to be dependent on these tablets or pills or whatever. No. This one, if you look at all the testimonies that we have, it's a lot, from kidney dialysis, hemorrhoid, hypertension, I don't know, lung disease, hernia, prostate, diabetes, sciatica, vertigo. I'm just going fast, bro. Constipation, heart problem, blurry vision, diabetes type 2, uterine cancer, gone. Uterine cancer, gone. Eye doc saved my life from acute heart rotator cuff, bipolar, right? Pain, 3 times stroke, the carotid artery became less hardened. We have herniated disc, neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, sense of smell after 40 years came back. Parkinson's disease again, tingling feet, cause trigger finger, and wow, just so many. I mean, there are so many more, guys. I just haven't added. Okay, I will add after this seminar. And the owner came to Philippines, all right, way in August last year. And just to let you feel the excitement and the sensation. And here at the hospital in Manila, Chuchi Hospital, the one on the top right hand chairman, and the one below is his son Johnson, who will be his successor. And okay, lastly, I'll spend about 10 minutes on another wonderful device worth mentioning. This is a D178 from the same factory. Again, disclaimer, people who use pacemaker cannot use. People with foreign metal objects, well, actually, if it's titanium and stent, it's okay. Malignant tumors, because we didn't register it as a cancer curing medical device, so we have to say it. But wow, if you have cancer, I think you should take the therapy from here, D178. People who have not fully recovered from surgery, of course, you let it heal. Pregnant women and children under 3 years old. All right, so it comes in a box and you assemble it, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, you put your feet on the blue thing and the sits on the mat. Now, what happens is this negative ion machine will trigger off the negative ion in your body. It will run through negative ion in your entire body. Okay, and this negative ion will balance your blood pH to 7.35 and 7.45. Amazing. When your blood pH is restored, wow, you have more oxygen in your bloodstream. Wow, it is a big wow. Okay, so here the NIH, what you read the line above the highlight. Local acidification may develop also during acute and chronic inflammation. So this document essentially is telling us that if you have short-term, chronic, long-term inflammation, it will cause your blood pH to become acidic. Okay, now let me highlight another important one, which is Dr. Otto Warburg. He won the Nobel Prize. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1931 for his research on the root cause of cancer. And here he said, cancerous tissues are acidic, right? Whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. Very strong words, okay? Cancerous tissues are acidic, whereas healthy tissues are alkaline. 2 more paragraphs down. All normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer live without oxygen. A rule without exception. Amazing. All normal cells have an absolute requirement for oxygen, but cancer cells can live without oxygen. Remember what I said about pH balance? When it's 7.35, you have the highest oxygen. When it becomes acidic, the oxygen becomes less in your bloodstream. Okay? Deprive a cell 35% of its oxygen for 48 hours, 2 days, just deprived by 30+%, right? And it may become cancerous. Nobel Prize winner. Guys, it's prestigious. Do you think the pharmaceutical industry wants you to know about this guy? Nah. Because this guy will destroy chemotherapy drugs. Are you with me? Now, let me share with you very quickly, right? How is it? How do you know? Oh yeah, before that, this is also another amazing discovery. Parasites and the pH miracle diet. So essentially what this document is saying is that if your pH, right, is 7.2 to 7.4, the parasites cannot survive. Wow, guys, we have a lot of parasites in our intestinal tract. Don't you agree? We have a lot of parasites. So 7.2 to 7.4 parasites cannot survive. That's really, really amazing. Okay, now to show you, I use a tissue paper. Tissue paper is positively charged, and when you are going through the machine, ion, the tissue paper is attracted to your hand. Okay. Hi, enjoying, huh?
I'm enjoying the machine.
Yeah.
Take this opportunity.
Do you feel anything at all?
No.
Totally nothing, huh?
Yeah, no.
But look at the, wow, standing, yeah? See? Oh, amazing.
Tissue standing.
Tissue standing.
That's a positive.
See, negative and positive. Okay. Now, uh, you don't feel any heat at all. On your feet, do you feel any heat?
No heat.
No heat,
No,
nothing,
no
huh?
heat.
How about you, Kai?
No more.
No more, nothing.
Just sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
So if I didn't give you this tissue paper, then you will think that this machine is not switched on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing technology?
Very amazing.
Very
Yeah.
amazing. Nothing.
So, Kai. Yeah, these are the wellness centers in Taiwan. There are more than 100 wellness centers in Taiwan. Okay. And here you can see there are many published results. Okay. It's just so amazing that to see is to believe. So many. Just Philippines, in the Philippines. And guys, to close it up, let me just tell you 3 stories about this machine. Okay, 3. And you can see it in the link tree, testimonies, D178. The first one is, let me talk about my friend. I play a lot of golf in the Philippines, and Andrew is a very close friend of mine. And his father is 86 years old, and he peed blood. And I thought, well, maybe kidney stones. Then he pain. So did an MRI and they checked and they found a tumor in the kidney. Tumor. Okay. But because he's 86 years old, so you cannot do biopsy. He didn't want the dad to go through that biopsy and also the chemotherapy. So at that time, I sold him a machine. And, you know, when you are sick, you don't feel like eating, you don't feel like walking. So that was what happened to his dad. And after using it for just 1 week, his eating was back normal, his walking was normal. And then his father even flew to Cebu. From Manila, flew to Cebu. Now, when he was in Cebu and he came back, the caregiver forgot to take the remote control. So for about a week, the father didn't use the machine, all right, for about 1 week. And then his appetite dropped. He also slowly walking less and less. Andrew, hey, what happened here? Right? Because he narrated the story to me. I said, and then he told me he left, the caregiver left the remote. I said, you should send by LBC back to, you know. So they did that. And soon after that, the health was back to normal. So very soon, because he has the medical report of the kidney tumor, very soon he's going to take his dad for another MRI very soon. So I think we will be able to compare and see it. That's number one. Number two is from Ghana. Ghana, there's a hospice patient, prostate cancer, stage 4. Hospice means you're going to die in a few months, right? And our our man in Ghana, Reverend Allen, he told the wife of the patient, you have nothing to lose, right? Your husband has nothing to lose. He's already, right? So why not try? And so he tried it. And please watch the testimony, which is in the website. Go all the way down, link tree, right? Testimonies. And you can watch amazing story because within just days, the guy was able to walk on his own. I think 4 days. Amazing. On the first day alone, he can, because he wasn't able to sit and put his feet on the blue thing. They had to put the mat under him, while he was lying down. So it's just a miraculous product. And another one was from Nigeria, right? Nigeria, this is cancer of the cells, which is multiple myeloma. The lady lost her appetite, weak, cannot really talk like, energetically. And after using it for like 7 days, and I was interviewing even the daughter, Chamberlain, and the daughter thanked us for this wonderful machine, because she can really see that the mother has really improved in her health. Amazing. Speaks like for hours non-stop and very energized, and eats a lot. So please watch the video. It's pretty amazing. Okay. So of course we have a lot of testimonies from Taiwan, but I wanted the testimonies within our community, right? So recently for iDog, we have cataract, we have from Pastor David Low from Seremban, and many more. As we go along, we will add on. So guys, thank you very much for your time, and I try to keep it all within 1 hour, but it's 1 hour and 10 minutes, so I apologize for that. It's buydirect.vip. Okay, the website is buydirect.vip. Please ask the person who invited you to this seminar, and I'm sure they will lead you to the relevant website. So with that, thank you very much, and yeah, Q&A.